They were both young, brilliant medical students, one with dreams of becoming a speech therapist, the other on the path to becoming a doctor. But instead of saving lives, one would take the others in a very horrendous way. Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today we delve into the tragic story of Desire Mirembe, a 19-year-old medical student whose life was cut short by the man she called her boyfriend. In July 2015, Uganda woke up to a tragedy that would haunt its universities and medical community for years. Desire Mirembe, just 19 years old, was in her second year of medical school at Makerere University. Raised by her single father after her mother moved abroad, Desire was known for academic brilliance and strong-willed personality. She was determined, ambitious, and deeply loved by her family. Her boyfriend, Mathew Kirabo, was also a medical student, a man who seemed destined for success. On paper, the couple looked like a promising pair, united by shared goals in medicine, but beneath the surface, their relationship was strained, full of tension and disagreements. No one could have predicted that those cracks would end in bloodshed. Desire came from a humble but hard-working family. Her father, Emmanuel Musoke, raised her and her brother largely on his own. He woke them up, bathed them, took them to school, and later worked hard to keep her in good schools. His sacrifices paid off. Desire excelled academically, scoring top grades and attending the prestigious Mount St. Mary's College Namagunga. At Makerere University, she dreamed of specializing in speech therapy, a decision so strong that she gave up a government scholarship that didn't fit her chosen course, forcing her father to pay her tuition privately. To her family, she wasn't just a student, she was the responsible one who managed household affairs, oversaw finances, and cared for those around her. She had a bright future, and she knew it. Mathew Kirabo, meanwhile, was ambitious and talented in his own right, also studying medicine at Makerere. He was known as intelligent, composed, and determined. Even after Desire's disappearance and during the legal storm that followed, he pressed on with his career, finishing medical school and working at Mulago's Hospital Accident and Emergency Unit, and later serving in Kawempe's maternity unit. But this image of the rising doctor masked a darker reality: accusations of jealousy, temper, and control in his relationship with Desire. On the night of July the 10th, 2015, 19-year-old Desire Mirembe left her hostel at Kamwesi after agreeing to meet her boyfriend Mathew Kirabo. Their relationship had been troubled, marked by disagreements and tension. That evening, Kirabo suggested they meet to talk and resolve their differences. According to court evidence, the two met at Cafe Java's Oasis Mall in Kampala. After sharing a meal, they left together in Kirabo's vehicle. From the mall, Kirabo drove her along the Kampala-Jinja highway, eventually veering off the main road into a sugarcane plantation in Lugazi district, about 50 meters from the highway. It was there in the dark of night that the young doctor committed an act that shocked the nation. Prosecutors say Kirabo attacked Desire and slit her throat. In a later video confession, he reportedly demonstrated his knowledge of anatomy, describing how cutting blood vessels in that part of the neck would cause death within minutes. After killing her, he abandoned her lifeless body in the sugarcane plantation and drove away, leaving her to be discovered the next morning. On July the 11th, 2015, Desire's body was found by locals, bearing wounds consistent with sharp force trauma to the neck and head. The investigation quickly turned toward Kirabo. At Kampala Central Police, he recorded a charge and caution statement, a formal confession, and participated in a reconstruction of the crime scene, even leading detectives to the exact spot where Desire's body was recovered. Reports indicate that during the reconstruction, he corrected investigators on details, reinforcing the impression that he had intimate knowledge of the crime. The prosecution presented both the video of confession and the crime scene reconstruction as critical evidence. Kirabo's defense team, however, contested this narrative. They argued that the confession was made under duress and that he had been tortured while in custody at Nalufenya police station. They attempted to build an alibi, producing witnesses who claimed that on the night in question, Kirabo was attending an overnight prayer service at Makerere Hill Deliverance Church from around 11:30 p.m. until morning. His lawyers also raised doubts about the post-mortem findings, suggesting contradictions between the time of death and the contents of Desire's stomach, which they argued undermined the prosecution's timeline. Despite these claims, the High Court in Mukono found the evidence against Kirabo overwhelming. The confession was deemed valid and the corroborating details, including the video, the physical reconstruction and forensic findings, were accepted as proof beyond reasonable doubt. The court concluded that Kirabo had lured Desire under pretense of reconciliation, driven her to a secluded location, and deliberately ended her life by cutting her throat. Desire's family buried their daughter, but the man accused of killing her walked free on bail, finished medical school, and practiced as a doctor, while the case dragged on for nearly a decade. After years of postponements, excuses, and alleged manipulation of the legal system, the tide turned. In May 2022, the High Court in Mukono found Dr. Mathew Kirabo guilty of Desire Mirembe's murder in absentia because he had fled the country. Interpol later tracked him down in Kenya in September 2023 and extradited him to Uganda. In November 2023, he was sentenced to 30 years in prison. For Desire's father and family, who had fought tirelessly for justice, it was a long delayed but hard-won moment of relief. This story is more than just about a woman's tragic death. It is about lost potential. Desire's dreams of healing patients will never be realized. It is about betrayal, a father's sacrifice undone by the man who should have cherished his daughter. It is about systematic failure, how loopholes and delays allowed a confessed killer to walk free for years, even work in hospitals before finally facing justice. Desire Mirembe will now be remembered as a brilliant young woman whose life was stolen before it truly began. And her story will stand as a painful reminder that justice delayed is justice denied. Yet no matter how long it takes, the truth must prevail. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, share, and subscribe for more videos like this. Please stay safe, stay kind, and stay aware. See you on the next one.